Hello there, this is Cookies. I've got turn 40 of EA Machaka. We distilled gold again to keep up mage recruitment. We did find a magic site, Earthblood Seepage, that's 2 earth. So, very good to find. And then we have a fair number of battles this turn. A lot of them look like they're versus independents, though, or special events. So let's go ahead and get into those. So we see Starn moving in. And, so this is Berytos' trap for Starn. So we've got a pack of Seir. They're already blessed because the Draken is here. We have a Bride in Waiting to do Bloodlust to give them +4 strength, so they'll have 20 strength. We also have a pack of Colossi and an extra commander in the back with some Spearmen. So let's go ahead and see how we do. So Blessing, Personal Mistform, Skeletal Body. Alright, let's see how these Seir do. One of them's already dead, 2 are dead, 3. His form got popped nearly immediately. Alright, and he's dead. So you can see some stuff died here, but it wasn't as crazy as what actually happened. So what actually happened was this Fomorian king, his mistform did not pop, which was a rare scenario, which False God tested. It was pretty rare, but I think it was possible for it to happen. So his mistform did not pop. He killed all the Seir, then killed all the Colossi, which I believe HP routed the army, but he'd been hit enough that he actually died from Withering weapons and was the only high impact, highly noticeable Withering weapons kill in the entire game. And granted, a better bless probably would have just killed him without losing our whole army, but it was pretty funny that we actually got one of them to die to Withering weapons. It was pretty funny. So yeah, so that's what actually happened, but you can see in like other scenarios this goes a lot better for the False God. So I think this had a much higher likelihood of going better. I've seen it over a few patches since, and he always murders this king very quickly. So just really unlucky rolls for him. And then we've got Hexwoods. So we've hired a band of mercenaries, and we've provided a Skelly Spammer. This is to go ahead and raid back into Hinnom's cap circle. You can see he just left 1 PD. In Mulaton, you can see a barbarian attack. Oh, but there's a lot of elves here. These barbs don't have a prayer. So we have some mounted herdmen on the flank. A number of Vanheers. Many of them are lucky Vanheers. Okay. I'll be shocked if he lost anything. He lost 2 militia. Yep. In Valgard, Berytos sends a mixed party of griffins and hawks. And I think they should win this. It's just militia. Okay, it's looking sketch. Alright, they do end up winning. Do they actually win? Okay, they do. They just lose 1 griffin. And then we have a battle in the Fortress of Midland, so let's go ahead and check this out. So you can see we've kind of redone our formation a bit. So we've got a pack of Sacreds. Oh. Yeah, I probably should have put this guy inside of a pack of Sacreds. But we'll go ahead and see what he does. The Scorpion Beasts are running in. I want to see what he casts haste on. Ooh, on the Rhino Clan. That's not who we wanted. And I probably should have shifted these Rhino Clan to the back, because they're not great offensive troops, and when you're trying to push through a gate, that's really what you want is great offense, like elite troops to really push through the gate and get some ground. So having the Vanguard be these Rhino Clan warriors was absolutely a mistake. Even if they're quickened. Speed this up a bit. You see they're just doing some Skelly spam and Stormwind spell, which I believe stuns, but it has what sounds like the beginning of Gifts from Heaven. So, yeah. So, throws me for a loop every time. But, yeah, just trying to punch through these Fomorian warriors and these whites, especially when they're backed up soulless, is really difficult. So, we'll see how we do. Alright, we got a chain rabbit on the slingers. And a few things break through. Looks like the Lion Tribe archers have left. The Rhino Clan has left. Trying to get through these last few white warriors, and then I think we're off to the home stretch. Alright, we gained the gate. And you can see we won this. So, I just want to say that I've also seen this battle on a few different patches, and I ran a test game with it. I won in the test game. I've won on all the patches that I've seen, and I even won in the original replay that I saw. But there was a replay bug even when the turn first rolled, so I never got to see how this attack failed. But it did fail somehow. And not only that, but it failed horrifically. We only killed 20 things. And we outnumbered them 4-1. I think arguably we had higher quality. Now the whites do have a matchup advantage a little bit with the Lion Warriors, but I think they trade. You know, we've got significantly more Lion Warriors. We outnumber them 2-1 there. We have more mage support. I don't know how this battle goes so poorly, but it goes awful. And I've never seen how this happened where we lose, what, 19 Spider Riders, 38 Rhino Clan, 14 Lion Warriors. Somehow we lose 4 mages. The Buddha becomes a were-hyena and runs. So, I don't know how this result happened, because all I've ever seen is Machaka winning in a variety of different patch layouts. So, pretty unfortunate and unlucky that whatever random patch it was, it ended up being a defeat, but we do indeed get a defeat here. We fail to capture the forest, or the fortress, not the forest. And so that's a huge setback, and we'll check that out in just a minute. And then one of our blood hunters gets assassinated. But he does have a bodyguard. And these guys have 4 morale, so if you do any damage to their squad, they're likely to run. You can see one of them's running already. Now, the guys with the daggers aren't very dangerous, especially to a commander with armor, but the guys with the scythes, that is a 20 damage scythe. If they do manage to hit, it's going to hurt. So, and in this one, we end up getting wiped. So, yeah, probably got killed by a scythe. And then Berytos also gets assassinated. But he's brought a whole pack of heavy spearmen with him. So I think he should be fine. Alright. Yep, he's fine. Alright, we gain a bunch of people, we lose some people, and we lose some income. And we go ahead and are able to breach Midland, which is great. And we get a number of white mages from our failed siege. So now we did noticeably hold our elephants back during the assault. And that was because I didn't want them routing back through my own army. So they are here, and they are able to immediately breach the fort again. So we just have to regather. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So you can see we have a fair amount of stuff. We're going to go ahead and regather, and we're going to go ahead and send these mercs up to also help. So that's what we're working on there. The Roughite warriors have disappeared somewhere. I'm not sure where they went. But we are going to send an army into Hexwoods. They Holy 3 to bless and smite, some Skelly spam, gift of the giant strength warriors. Yeah, and Skelly spam. And a little bit of attack rear stuff. So, not a bad little force. And otherwise, we're going to go ahead and keep on casting Twiceborn and getting our shit together. As you can see here, with Starn dead, and you can see all of Berytos' forces ran, and so he actually ended up dying to the Withering weapons, which is why Berytos doesn't control the province. But that was the last like open Fomorian raiding party, because it looks like this fort's under siege from Sea Dogs. Mannheim has put Fomoria proper under siege. And so I think Berytos should be able to raid these two and take our side of the river. And then we should be set there. We have lost quite a bit of tempo here, so we'll need to figure out a working solution for storming this fort. We also lost a fair amount of stuff. So as you can see here, we take a big dip. Fomoria takes another dip because they've lost more stuff. But otherwise, everyone else is doing pretty okay, except maybe Berytos. But Berytos hasn't really ramped up his troop production for blood hunting just yet. So, yeah, you kind of get an idea about what's going on here. And somehow, after all this fighting, and there's still a little bit more fighting to go, but it seems like we're on the winning side now. Somehow Berytos and I are still in first and third, which is shocking to me, considering all the fighting we've been doing. So we've managed to hold on to a lot of territory throughout all of this, which is frankly surprising. And yeah, I think that's a lot of it. So we're trying to wind down the Fomoria War, and then we are promised to go help Vanheim and Lanka against Saramatia Zabalba, and that's because of Mother Oak, and that's because of the research graph where Saramatia is pulling too far ahead on research. So we're concerned about that, so we're thinking a coalition might be necessary. But we're gonna try and get away with just researching if we can. So, and researching and scaling, because we desperately need to catch back up. I mean, it's already, was it turn 40? Yeah, it's turn 40, and we've only got 1-6, and we've got a bunch of 1-2s and 3s. It's just not good. So the 6 is all right for turn 40, but even if you have a somewhat slow research nation, I feel like you should, if things are going reasonably okay, you should be able to have a few 7s by turn 50, and we're getting pretty close. I don't think we're going to have any 7s. So that's the kind of the impact of this constant warfare on us for, I don't know, the last 23 turns or however long it's been. So we're gonna have to, yeah, just really get our stuff together and start trying to scale. If we need to go help in a war, then we will, but otherwise we would like to stay pat. We don't need more land. Because somehow, shockingly, we've got all the thrones we need to win just along our border. This one's kind of hard to get to because we gave up Oakwoods, but we've got everything we need. So all we need to do is scale enough to be able to take these thrones and be able to claim them all really quickly without someone noticing, and I think we're set. So we'll have to see if we can put that together or if we get drawn into another conflict. And I'll go ahead and see you in turn 41. Have a good one.